It was meant to be just another glittering awards night, cameras flashing, red carpet chatter, the usual questions about Outlander and upcoming projects. But when Sam Heughan took the stage to accept his award, there was something different about him, calmer, more grounded, almost reflective. He looked out at the crowd, smiled faintly, and said words no one expected. "If there's anyone I owe this to, it's Caitriona Balfe. She's been my greatest inspiration, the reason I stand here today." For a heartbeat, the audience froze in silence. Then came a wave of applause that shook the room. It wasn't just the words, it was the weight behind them. There was no script, no polished delivery. It was real, raw, and heartfelt. Moments later, clips of his speech spread across the internet like wildfire. Headlines screamed, "Sam Heughan honors co-star as his greatest inspiration and Outlander duo melts hearts again." But behind that viral moment lay a decade-long story, one built on partnership, perseverance, and quiet loyalty that fame could never touch. Rewind to 2013, Sam was still a struggling actor searching for his break, and Caitriona, a former model new to acting, had only just entered the world of television. When they first met at the Outlander table read, something clicked, not romance, but something rarer, mutual respect and shared purpose. "She grounded me," Sam later recalled. "I was nervous and overthinking everything. Then she walked in, calm, confident, completely herself. From that day, she became the heart of the show and the compass for all of us." Through freezing nights in the Scottish Highlands, their on-screen chemistry became real trust off-screen. Whenever Sam doubted himself, Caitriona was there, with a look, a quiet laugh, a simple, "You've got this." He once joked, "If Caitriona hadn't pulled me out of my own head so many times, Jamie Fraser might have ended after season 1. But success came fast, and with it, the chaos of fame. As Outlander became a global phenomenon, the line between fiction and real life began to blur. Rumors, gossip, endless speculation, all the noise fame brings. Yet through it all, they protected each other. "There were moments when it felt like too much," Sam admitted later. "You start to lose who you are. But Caitriona always reminded me to stay grounded, to focus on the work, not the noise." That night, when Sam spoke her name, cameras caught Caitriona's quiet reaction, a soft smile, eyes shimmering with tears. She clapped gently at first, then stood as the audience followed. Witnesses later called it one of the most genuine moments Hollywood had seen in years, a man using his spotlight not for ego, but for gratitude. Backstage, a reporter asked if his words were planned. Sam laughed, "Not at all. I just thought, this isn't my story alone. Caitriona's been there since day one. She taught me to balance passion with patience." That phrase, balance passion with patience, struck a chord. Within hours, social media flooded with tributes, #ThankYouCaitriona, #SamHeughan speech, #OutlanderFamily. Fans replayed the moment, intercutting scenes from the show with real-life laughter and tender glances. But beyond the headlines and hashtags, Sam's words reminded the world of something simple, that success is never a solo act. One fan wrote, "That's not romance. That's respect." Another added, "Behind every strong man is someone who believed in him first." Later that evening, when Sam met Caitriona backstage, he handed her the trophy. "This belongs to you as much as to me," he said with that familiar grin. She laughed. "Don't be ridiculous." "I'm serious," he replied. "You were there when no one else was." She paused, her eyes softening. "Then let's just say we built it together." That quiet exchange said everything. As the lights dimmed and the cameras stopped rolling, fans were left not with an image of co-stars, but of kindred souls who had grown together, weathered storms, and still found time to say, "Thank you." That night wasn't just another trophy for Sam Heughan. It was a declaration, a reminder that even the brightest stars shine because someone helped them find their light. And for Sam, that person will always be Caitriona Balfe, the quiet force behind every success he's ever known. The next morning, the internet was still glowing with warmth. Fans replayed the moment, captivated by the sincerity in his tone and the emotion in her smile. It wasn't a stunt, it was something real, rare, human. Variety wrote, Sam Heughan delivers a masterclass in gratitude. People called it a moment of pure connection. But what truly made the story spread was how it made people feel. This wasn't about co-stars, it was about loyalty, respect, and shared history. Days later, Sam expanded on his words during a podcast. When asked what he meant by inspiration, he chuckled softly, then said, "When I started Outlander, I was insecure. I'd failed so many times. Caitriona just knew who she was. She taught me confidence isn't loud, it's quiet, kind, and steady. She's the most giving scene partner I've ever had," he added. "You can't fake chemistry like that, not unless there's trust." The clip went viral again, inspiring young artists around the world. When journalists asked Caitriona about it, she smiled. "Sam's always too generous. But if I've inspired him, it's only because he's inspired me first." Fans flooded timelines with photos from their first press tours to now, a decade of friendship, laughter, and unwavering trust. A crew member later shared, during season 2, Sam was burned out. Caitriona found him sitting alone and told him, "You can't pour from an empty cup. Rest doesn't make you weak, it makes you last." He's carried those words ever since. So when he called her his inspiration, it wasn't about one moment. It was about years of quiet support, the kind the world never sees. After his speech, Caitriona texted him, "You big idiot, you made me cry on national TV." He replied, "You already did." Weeks later, during a charity gala, someone asked Sam what advice he'd give young actors. He thought for a moment, then smiled. "Find your Caitriona. Find someone who challenges you, grounds you, and reminds you that kindness matters more than fame. If you have that, success will find you." That quote spread like wildfire. Screens filled with gratitude posts, people tagging mentors, friends, and loved ones. For once, the internet wasn't divided. It was united by thankfulness. As one fan beautifully wrote, Sam Heughan didn't just thank his co-star. He reminded us all that greatness isn't built alone, it's built with love, patience, and the people who lift us when we fall. Weeks later in Edinburgh, when Caitriona joined Sam at another charity event, the crowd cheered wildly. Someone shouted, "You're his inspiration." Caitriona laughed, glancing at Sam. "She still is," he said softly into the mic. A simple line, but it said everything. Because beyond the fame, beyond the trophies and flashing lights, Sam Heughan had reminded the world of a timeless truth. Success means nothing unless you remember who helped you reach it. As the night faded and the city lights shimmered over Edinburgh, fans lingered outside the venue long after Sam and Caitriona had gone. There was something in the air, an unspoken question that no one could quite answer. Was this the end of a beautiful chapter, or the quiet beginning of another? Sam's words continued to echo online, replayed in countless clips and remixed into tributes, each one capturing that rare authenticity that had touched so many hearts. And somewhere between the noise of celebration and reflection, a single truth remained: some connections don't need definitions, they just endure. A few weeks later, as filming began again in Scotland, locals swore they saw the two walking along the misty shore one early morning, talking, laughing, lost in conversation. Whether it was about the next scene, the next project, or simply life itself, no one knew. But one thing was certain: whatever the future held, the story of Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe was far from over. It was still being written, quietly, beautifully, and perhaps, in ways only the heart could understand.